Sometimes it's nice to draw a picture. 49 is a lot of things to draw. So I'm going to imagine with one can, and then another can, another can, dot, dot, dot. I don't want to draw 49 of them. "49 cans in the bottom row. And then the next row has 4 fewer cans. Does it make sense that that one would have 45 cans? And it goes up, dot, 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 to have 11 rows. So the long way, and actually not a bad strategy, would be to write out, we want to find out how many cans in total. We'd have 49 plus 45. You see the next one would have 41. And that's actually, I think, not a bad strategy to go 37 and 30. You could write it all out. It wouldn't take you that long to get 11. And then it wouldn't take you that long to take the whole thing into your calculator and get an answer. Okay? So it is seems like a good strategy in a situation like this. I wouldn't be mad at you if you didn't use a formula because you were smart. Okay? However, if we wanted to use a formula, can you see that currently, if I stop here, I don't know the 11th term. Okay, so I would probably use this formula because I know term 1. I know that D is going down by 4 each time. And so I want to find the sum of the first 11 rows. So N would be 11. Term 1 was 49. We are going down by 4 every time. So D would be minus 4. All divided by 2. Now, if you do have a good calculator, either scientific or graphing, a lot of good calculators let you type this in all at once, which lets you make less mistakes. So I'm going to show you a little bit on the graphing calculator here. A couple of things. Some of you do have graphing calculators. And how it can be helpful. If it ever loads up, that's the other thing. So if you have the newest version of the graphing calculator, and you can tell if you have a newest version by pushing alpha and y equals if this comes up. If you have a TI-83, it won't come up. It's an older version. If you have this menu show up, it's really helpful. You can push enter on number 1. It actually lets you write things on the top of your fraction and on the bottom of your fraction. So if you push enter on that N over D, really helpful, because now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to scroll this down so I see it down there, and I'm going to scroll this up so I can see it at the same time. So I can type this exactly as I see it. 11, bracket, 2, bracket, 49, bracket, plus, bracket, negative 4, with a calculator. Some calculators are fussy about negatives and subtract signs. On the graphing calculator, I use the negative sign beside the enter instead of the subtract sign, because otherwise it will get mad at you. Okay? Bracket. I mean, and some of this, like, I hope 11 minus 1 you could do mental math in your head, but sometimes you just type without thinking. So I wrote exactly what I saw here, and I'll put a 2 on the bottom, and I push enter, and I get 319 without having to do a bunch of other math in a row. If you can type everything into your calculator all at once, perfect. If you do not have the fraction button, sometimes you have to put an extra set of brackets around your numerator and an extra set of brackets around your denominator just to make sure, especially when there's more than one thing in either your numerator or your denominator. So you should try on your own, either right now or when you get home tonight. Can you type that into your calculator and get 319? Hmm? Okay. Questions for this one are 8, 9, and 13.